In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NHL games happening on April 15, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NHL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Florida Panthers versus Tampa Bay Lightning. It's a clash between 2 Atlantic Division rivals, and there's a good chance it's a preview of the opening round of the playoffs. The Florida Panthers head west across the state to take on the Tampa Bay Lightning on Tuesday night. Florida is coming off a 5-3 home loss to the New York Rangers on Monday, while Tampa Bay rolled over Buffalo 7-4 at home on Sunday. The Panthers have had the upper hand recently, winning 7 of the last 10 games between these teams, including a narrow 2-1 win back on March 3rd. Florida wraps up a back-to-back set and is playing for the 3rd time in 4 nights, which could factor into how they approach this one. They're likely going to open the playoffs on the road, so it wouldn't be surprising if they sit a few regulars in this final game of the regular season. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay still has a shot, albeit slim, at climbing to the top of the division if they win twice and Toronto loses both of their final games in regulation. That means the Lightning should be fully engaged and motivated to take care of business in their last game at home before the playoffs. The Panthers are still dealing with injuries, and at this point, they might be more focused on healing up than going all out. That loss to the Rangers had to sting, and playing again on short rest doesn't help. Tampa Bay, on the other hand, is well rested and has been a force on home ice, with a 28-8-4 record there. Even though Florida has won 7 of the last 9 meetings, this feels like a tall task for a banged-up team that's just trying to get to the postseason in one piece. As our first pick for this matchup, the Tampa Bay Lightning to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Lately, the Panthers have had a hard time finding the back of the net. They've stayed under the total in 8 of their last 10 games and have only averaged 2.2 goals per outing during that span. They've been held to 2 goals or fewer in 6 of those games and are scoring just 2.98 goals per game on the road this season. On the flip side, the Lightning have been putting up big numbers offensively, averaging 4.4 goals over their last 10, while allowing 2.3 per game. That said, they've given up 4 goals in each of their last 3 contests. Tampa has been sharp at home, scoring close to 4 goals a night and keeping opponents to just over 2. With Florida's offense sputtering, this one shapes up to be a low-scoring battle. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Vegas Golden Knights versus Calgary Flames. The race for a spot in the Stanley Cup playoffs is coming down to the wire, and a few teams are hanging on by a thread. The Golden Knights are sitting pretty with a 49-22-9 record, riding a 2-game win streak that locked them in as the top team in the Pacific Division. Meanwhile, the Flames are 39-27-14 and not out of the picture just yet. They've strung together 2 wins in a row and still have a sliver of hope to sneak into the postseason if they can win the rest of their games. Vegas has had the upper hand all season when it comes to head-to-head battles, but Calgary's got something you can't coach: urgency. They're still chasing a playoff spot and don't have the luxury of coasting. The Flames are just behind the Blues, but with a game in hand, they've got a shot to catch up if they handle business here. On the flip side, the Golden Knights are locked into their playoff seed and probably already thinking about their next opponent. Looking at recent matchups, Vegas holds a slight edge, going 6-4 in their last 10 meetings with the Flames. But this game means everything for Calgary, and with the Knights likely resting a few key guys, odds makers have made the Flames a slight favorite. That makes sense. Calgary dropped the last home game to Vegas, but they had won the previous 3 against them. On top of that, the Flames have grabbed points in 5 of their last 6 games at home, and they're not going down easy with the season on the line. Vegas isn't just going to lay down, though. They're a tough team, and they'll show up. But with what's at stake and how Calgary's been grinding lately, I like their chances. As our first pick for this matchup, the Calgary Flames money line is our full game side pick. Goaltending is where both of these teams really shine. They're both top 15 in goals allowed per game, and it shows in how their matchups have played out. In their last 10 games against each other, the under has hit 7 times, and in 3 meetings this season, they've only combined for 13 total goals. For Vegas, defense has been rock solid lately. They've gone under the total in 7 of their last 10, hand, giving up just 23 goals in that stretch. Calgary isn't far behind either. They've also seen the under hit in 6 of their last 10, and they've only allowed 2 goals per game in their last 5 at home. Everything points to this being another tight, low-scoring grind. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Los Angeles Kings versus Seattle Kraken. The 2025 Stanley Cup is getting closer by the day, and as the 2024 to 2025 NHL regular season wraps up, Tuesday, April 15th, brings another full slate of action. There are 10 games on the schedule across the league, one of which features a key Pacific Division matchup at Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle. That's where the Kraken will face off against the Los Angeles Kings in what will be the last time these two teams meet this season. This game marks the 4th and final meeting between the Kings and the Kraken for the season, and Seattle is eyeing a 3rd consecutive win over Los Angeles. Just over a week ago, the Kraken edged out the Kings 2-1, pulling off the upset on the road as plus 215 underdogs. When it comes to recent history, the Kings have done pretty well against the Kraken, especially when they've been favored on the road, going 3-1-0 in that spot. Seattle, on the other hand, is out of playoff contention and only playing for pride as they close out their season. The Kings are still in the thick of it, looking to secure home ice advantage in their first-round series against Edmonton. If the Kings end up losing their Monday game to the Oilers, it puts even more weight on this one. They'll need the win to keep the Oilers from jumping them in the standings. I understand the appeal of backing the Kraken here. They're at home, and it's their final game of the year, so the fans would love to see them end things on a high note. And from a standings perspective, there's not much at stake for Los Angeles. But even so, I think the Kings are the more complete and experienced team. With the playoffs right around the corner and a tough matchup against Edmonton looming, I believe they'll want to keep things rolling and avoid entering the postseason flat. It's tough to imagine Los Angeles taking their foot off the gas in a game like this, even with the Kraken wrapping things up in front of their fans. As our first pick for this matchup, the Los Angeles Kings money line is our full game side pick. Looking at how these teams tend to play when facing each other, the Kings are 3-7 to the over-under in their last 10 meetings with the Kraken. Seattle, meanwhile, is 3-5-2 on the over-under as home underdogs in their last 10. The Kings have leaned on solid goaltending all year and likely won't need to do a ton to contain the Kraken's offense. That said, Seattle's goalie Joey Daccord has shown he can be a tough puzzle for the Kings to solve too, so there's potential for this to be a low-scoring, defense-heavy affair. All signs point toward this game being driven by the goalies, and if that's the case, don't expect a ton of pucks to hit the back of the net. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.